So I've been on HRT, estradiol, and spironolactone, or estradiol, whatever you call it. I can't remember the dosages, but whatever. It seems to be working. And it's been 2 years. I don't really have much to update, like, any more than the last update video. Not really any more noticeable changes that I can think of. I am feeling happier with myself now. But that could just be due to many factors of, like, well, it's summer. A couple months ago I took a lot more, I made a bigger effort to avoid political news. I am subscribed from about 50 YouTube channels. And that I feel a lot happier after that, because politics, there's no reason for me to really care about politics. You know, it's just like, you can't do anything about it anyway. It's just an illusion of you having control. So why waste your life caring about it? Not that I even cared about it, but like, it's not that I care about politics. I care about the train wreck of politics. You know, it's like watching a shitty reality TV show. And usually I don't like that stuff. But here recently, politics, it's been really easy just to sit back and relax and watch the shit fly. But after a while you have to realize that maybe enjoying that kind of thing, it's fun in the moment, but it kind of leaves a bad aftertaste, you know? So I'm thinking I might just be happier because of other things. I don't know. After I'm on hormones for 3 years, I'm wanting to see about trying progesterone, because that might have some changes. But I don't want to interfere with any information I get for like the first 3 years of transition. I'd like to have it kind of, or I don't want to muddle, if that's the right term, I don't want to muddle my results. So it can be more clear, like, oh, this only started happening whenever I started this, or whatever. And not just like, oh, well, that's kind of what happens when you're 3 years in. Because I've heard that most of the changes stop at least when you're 3 years in. For me, it seems like it was a lot earlier. But, oh well. Oh, and not really much chest changes. I mean, like, still kind of the same. Although the consistency, the structure has changed a bit, to where now it is a bit different. It feels a lot better. It's slowly been getting more sensitive, I guess. Like, whenever I accidentally hit my chest, it's like, oh, I can feel it more than I did a year ago. But still, it's not really huge differences. It might just be me getting used to changes. I don't know. Yeah. The shape might have changed, although it's hard to remember. Even like 6 months ago, it's hard to remember. Yeah. Yeah, I don't really know if there's really any much else to talk about regarding that. It's kind of a small subject. There's only so much you can really talk about a gender transition. I'm kind of surprised that some people are able to base, it seems like, their entire lives off of their gender transition, which is, after that point, you're spreading that really thin. Introduce some other interests like photography or rock collecting or whatever, anything. Glove collecting, like what was it, Tom Hanks on Twitter? I think he takes pictures of every lost glove that he finds. Have something else like that. Don't just make your entire channel one focus, because after a while it just becomes like, oh, you're just a really shallow, ditzy person. That's a rant for another day, though. I find a lot of transgender YouTubers where it's not that they're YouTubers that happen to be transgender, but transgender people that happen to be YouTubers. I find them to be kind of abrasive. Like, I don't know if they're full of themselves, but it's just like, after a while, it's like, we get it, you're trans. Do you have anything else to talk about? You know? Anyway. And I also kind of would hate to be that, because I don't have anything else to talk about. I don't really have much else to talk about. So, yeah. I'm not sure if I'm going to do a 3-year update. I just realized I was doing this. And that might be an annoying sound, I'm sorry. I need to stop fidgeting with that. It's a fidget spinner, oh my god. Now I understand why people play with those. Anyway, so I'm not going to say like, oh, I'll do an update at 3 years. I'll do an update whenever I notice some changes. But just figure 2 years, that's pretty much it. And, I mean, I'm happy with it. Yeah. And that's pretty much it. I mean, I haven't really written down many log entries in my, like, my transition record. And, oh, it's mosquitoes. And I've noticed that I have started getting a bit more emotional. Maybe that has to do with being happier. I don't know. Like, I'm talking emotional of whenever I'm watching a movie, I'll cry, or I have a really hard time not crying or something like that. I write those types of things down, and I notice that the number of those instances has increased also. So that could just be a factor of, if I'm happier, I have more times of being empathetic towards fictional characters, I guess. That could be a thing. I'm not sure though. It could be like, oh, if you're depressed, maybe you're not going to cry so much at a sad movie because you kind of already feel sad. I don't know if that holds up though. I've been really happy because my house has been, I've been cleaning up my house a good deal, and my house is slowly becoming more of a wonderful home, so that might also affect my mood. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm doing fine. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and thank you very much for watching. See ya.